And I know there's a little delay sometimes. So let's hold on. Go live anyways. All right. And we are live. And wait, now we are. And I love, and Marla and I are so honored we get to be with our dear brother, Jesse James, and share your story and your journey of the Tree of Life movement and the intention stick and how this has impacted your life. And we're so excited to share this with the world. And what we want really is just to have you share your story since we met and where you're at now, and you introduce, because you know when Marla and I and you get together, we speak for 9 hours. We do need a sleepover and a long weekend, and we're going to actually let you speak. And we can't wait to have you share your story with all of our dear brothers and sisters. So world, this is our dear brother, Jesse James. Jesse James, this is the world.
That's a wonderful introduction. Thank you. Of course, the two of you are, so dear to my heart and have impacted me and my life in many ways. And just each time we get together, there's always these, God bumps of blessings that always show up in my arms, and just the love that we share. And so I'm just so grateful for what the two of you do, and the impact that you are having on an ongoing basis on the world is very special and much needed, especially in this time. So thank you. And hi world, how are you?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? So yeah, I'd heard about you guys before I'd actually met you. And I was in a workshop with actually Matt Gottesman. And when I heard that we were going to be meeting you guys, that was part of our weekend, to meet you guys at the kind of the end of our weekend. I was super stoked because I think I'd been following you, I don't know, for maybe several months. And so it was really serendipitous that, we came to meet, and didn't know a ton about your story. But then I remember when we walked into your office that day, there was just something magical that happened almost immediately upon walking in. And, you guys told your story. And then at the end, we all circled around and held hands, and you did a blessing of each of our intention sticks. And there was something in that moment that literally just grabbed me and struck me. And I remember it still to this day. I was just, the biggest thing that it was, there were several things, but the biggest thing that it was is just the sense of, and the feeling of, and the surrounding of love that filled the room, and that filled each and every person that was in the room with you guys, and with, the blessing that we had just done. And I remember it was so strong for me that I wept and wept and wept and wept. And I kind of waited until everybody else had left. And I remember I just wanted to have just a quick word with you guys and share a little bit more about what I was up to. But also I know that I felt so strong about this, that part of, I know what I've always looked at in life is that we're all connected. We're all connected as brothers and sisters. And I know that as a healer, and the work that I've done, that I continue to do with people, is that, and even for myself and with my family, is that I know all the work that I do to heal myself and to open my heart, to have it be filled with love, that just spreads out like spider webs through all the connections that we have. And so I felt really immediately drawn to, I wanted one of these intention sticks for all my siblings, and for my mom, and for my close friends, and for my children. And so I left that day with actually having purchased all of it, and you guys were so gracious to actually mail them all out to everybody. as a surprise gift. And so it was, when one by one, when my family started getting them, it was just really lovely to hear their stories and how they wear them and which intentions they first chose to put in their intention sticks. And for myself, I think, well, I know that my favorite of all the intentions that go on the stick is that of love. And I continue to have just these overwhelming experiences of love and gratitude both. I like to do that combination, and also just the blessing of health. I had this recent experience with a friend who was having a seizure, and I wasn't really sure what to do in the moment. And I immediately just had spirit speak to me just to start to place my hand on his heart and just start blessing him with love. And within 15 seconds, it was insane. Within 15 seconds, the seizure completely stopped. And I just kept over and over, just, I bless you with love. I bless you with love. I love you. I bless you with love. And I was so kind of shocked in the moment that it had happened that quickly that I stopped for a moment, took my hand off his heart and stopped blessing him. And within about a minute, his seizures came back. Went right back to I bless you with love. And it was so it was just one of the most powerful reminders for myself of how simple it can be for us to impact right now in this very moment with just that one little word. I mean, it's a huge word, and yet it's a little 4-letter word that has such a huge impact. And at the end of the day, at the end of life, at the end of the world, in this very moment, and every moment that's been and will come, love is the strongest energy that we will ever experience or consume or live in and through. And so for me, I am filled with love and with gratitude for the experience of having met both of you, and this constant reminder, just if all else fails, simply just going to my own heart and just saying, I bless you with love, I bless you with love, has made such an impact even for me. When I go to bed at night now, that's what I've been doing, is I go through my whole body just doing that, just blessing with love. Or if I have an injury, I just bless it with love. And so with my just a little bit about my work, I've been a healer for 19 years, and I always say that I specialize in chronic pain in the body, but really I work to get to the source of where pain is stored in the tissue, and and then I also focus on that emotional release in the body as well as that mental health that goes with that. I think the combination of those three are so important. And again, I bring this to my work. It's the simplest and easy thing. Like when I'm working with a client and I can start just that mental process of blessing them with love, wherever that pain point is in their body, how it transitions and how it transforms that session and that rapid healing with somebody is really incredible. And, I could go on and on about that, but there's...
Jesse, I have a question for you.
Of course.
So the three of us know and believe that our mind can create sickness in our body. So if our thoughts can create sickness in our body, we also have the ability to heal our bodies.
Yeah.
For someone who may be skeptic or may not understand what we're speaking of, how can you explain, or from your thoughts or from your heart, how would you relay that of maybe how that happened with your friend? You putting your hand and giving love and saying the prayers and helping them through what they were going through, or within your work when you're healing someone. How could you explain that a little bit more of how that works to maybe someone who doesn't really understand?
Well, to the best of my understanding, I wouldn't say that this is by any means the correct answer, or but my own how I would explain that or express that would be, One, is first off intention. I think like having that intention, and then also understanding that we're made of energy. Love is energy. Everything is energy around us. So if we can kind of separate ourselves from being this matter or this dense body, and just recognize that even down to our very cellular level, everything is energy. And if love is energy, then we can bring any of the intentions, that you guys so lovingly bring into the intention stick. You can bring any of those into any thought that we're thinking about, whether it's our body or someone. As a matter of fact, let me backtrack for a second. Even since practicing more and more the blessing of love, like relationships that I wanted to heal, just without even talking to them, just by just over and over, I bless you with love, I bless you with love. I've had even in the last week, I've had new communications with people that I'd not had in a while. When I really started, after that, I had this experience with this friend who had this seizure, and I saw how powerful that was using that I've started just doing that more and more, even in my thoughts and in my prayers. When someone comes to mind, I would just immediately start blessing them with love. And there's like 3 or 4 people that I've been doing that with in my head have had communication with me that I've not had communication with in a really long time, just reached out in some way. So I know the power of our thoughts. If our thoughts are also energy and everything around us is energy, just imagine like these spider webs of our thoughts going out. So if we're thinking about someone, or even if I pass a homeless person on the sidewalk or at the street corner, bless them with love.
Absolutely.
I'm passing that person for a reason. And so that's my first thought, is always, okay, they're right there right now. I get to bless them with love because now they're in my presence, and I get to choose to be responsible of how my thoughts are when I see that homeless person, versus thinking and feeling sorry for them or whatever could have been in the past. I immediately am just consciously and mindfully aware of, I get to choose what thoughts I even have about that experience. And you say, oh, you can't change your thoughts, you got a million thoughts a day. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, I've heard that for too many years, until I'm like, absolutely not. I do not believe that. You can choose. Yes, there are a million thoughts we're going to have a day. And there are so many more of those that we can consciously choose and guide our life in a way that creates peace and creates more love and creates more coherence in our own lives, as well as everyone around us. Like, we get to have that influence with our thoughts. It's powerful.
Right. And we get to choose whether those thoughts are positive or negative, because
100%.
our energy and our intentions that we're putting out are being felt by everyone around us, because, as you said, we're all connected. So as we pass that homeless person
Or anyone.
we don't know what they're going through.
Mm-mm.
We don't know what their circumstances are. We don't judge, right? Just
No.
as we're not being judged. So we shouldn't form an opinion. We send them love, right?
Absolutely.
Or whatever that intention is that you want to send them, from that positive, beautiful space of the umbrella of love, right?
Oh, I would love to add to that, because Jesse, that's just so powerful and so profound. Because yes, for your friend, and thank God that person is healthy, that seizure subsided, and you were there.
Mm-hmm.
The right time. Again, no coincidences. You were there at that moment for that healing. And when we can, as we know the saying, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So as you just said, as we're walking by anyone for that matter, to send them that unconditional love, and not just in that space or that mile radius. As we were talking to our dear brother Bart in the Netherlands this past week, he was receiving that energy from the other side of the world. And this is what you so eloquently said, was that our energy is transferred immediately, whether we're sitting in the same room or we're on the other side of the world. And when we can all vibrate or resonate on that level, that frequency of light and love and compassion and happiness and joy and gratitude and all the beautiful things, that's what just pours out of us and around the world. And when we start collectively, which we all know we are a part of this collective whole, those scales are tipping, and that vibration is being felt throughout the world and beyond.
Yeah.
And I absolutely am so proud. I know it sounds sometimes patronizing, but you know it comes from love, that you saw that, you know that, you believed that. And that's such a powerful mindset. Believe that I can help that one person or 100 or million or 7 billion plus people in this world, because we can. When we think that way and we trust that, we are the thinker of our thoughts. And we do that and we change that dynamic versus, you said, we're not programmed to, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. Well, of course, if you continue to say I can't, that's exactly what's going to happen. But when you say I can send love, I can stop a seizure, I can send love to that homeless person, it is the I am presence that is making every hair stand up on our bodies because of validation. And guess what? As we're talking, not us, but to all of our brothers and sisters right now around the world, you can do anything. And you can do anything. Just believe that. And I just want to take a huge step back, because our first blessed meeting, that beautiful Sunday afternoon when Matt brought all of our brothers and sisters into our office and we got to share our journey, and you had stepped back, and there was that reason, because you were that beautiful light. And I remember this like it was yesterday. We said to you, you have to let go of your past, right? You have to forgive not only maybe something that has happened in your life or happened, we know, for us, or something tragic or whatever that may be, but we said, not only do you have to let that go and forgive and send that with love, we said to you, you have to forgive yourself. Because as you or Marla and I know, we are our own worst enemies. We are the toughest on ourselves. We beat ourselves up constantly, and we have to forgive us. And you did. And as you said, you wept. Those were tears of joy. Your heart was weeping tears of joy, because it's still making every hair on my body stand up, that you literally let it go that moment. And we watched you fill up. And I mean, you were like, your cheeks are as red as mine right now. But that is giving ourselves what we need, right? Because we cannot give what we do not have.
Right.
And you did that. And your journey has just been a blessed journey. And it's always been a blessed journey, but now, wow, we say a blessing for the world.
Yeah, and I think, like, just to add on to that is that, taking that, I bless you with love, and that intention that I'm sending out to anybody that crosses my path or my thoughts. Yes. And then as I've expanded that into even, the city and the state and then the world, and just that experience, that I've had recently of just even like holding the planet, the energy of the planet, just knowing that we don't have to know how to fix anything. We don't have to know what anybody needs, but it's simply just utilizing that simple energy of that intention and sending that person that blessing of love is all that needs to happen. And letting spirit do what spirit's going to do.
Yeah.
And that coherent energy then that flows, that I've started to notice flowing between myself and others over the years through that, has been simple and easy and transformative.
That is so beautiful. I want to add to what you just shared, because I know we're all so connected and we're all thinking the same thing, which makes us laugh and giggle. And someone that is listening that doesn't understand, and I'm not talking down, or there's nothing from that what I'm sharing.
All at different places.
Word spirit means, and we're never. Yes, some are taught, but most people in this world may not understand when we say we ask spirit. our angels, our guides, whether we say God, the universe, the source, the light, again, whatever that is to that individual. But what is so beautiful that I love that you're bringing into this conversation, that we're sharing with the world, that we've never been taught to ask spirit or our angels or our guides, or even, I know, yes, God forbid someone is going through something tragic and we stop to pray and please help, or whatever that may be, or I need this or that. Yes. But if we can just look at something a little different for the first time in our lives versus programmed to think, that's woo woo, or woo, those, peace, love, hippie, whatever people want to say. But when we can stop for a moment, just, as we say, patronize, I'm patronizing you for a moment, ask for help, but mean it from your heart, whether it's in your own space, your own room, a quiet place, just ask for help with what you need and watch what happens. Ask whether we say archangels or ascended masters or Michael, Gabriel, whoever asks for that, but see what takes place. And again, these aren't the normal conversations most people have had in their entire lifetime, but when we're able to share what we're witnessing, this is the knowledge and the gifts we've been given to share with someone else that may not know, but they're feeling it, but they don't know how to express it, or they've never been taught, what do you mean I need to ask for help, or I have to call to spirit? Or again, we've been so programmed like sheep in the herd for generations and generations. As we say every day, wake up, have breakfast, go to school, go to work, make a paycheck, come home, and why? No one knows why.
Yeah. Our dear friend, our friend Katie Kylene, she said something to me in one of her workshops that I did with her, which that we are all, obviously we're made from God, we're made in God's image, right? And so when I finally stopped to really think about that, I was like, wow, so if I'm really made in God's image, that means I am a living expression of God and all of his gifts, which you guys have all put together in this attention stick. So anytime I get down on myself, or I'm sending a blessing, or I'm thinking about somebody, or something, even setting an intention for something that I want, I step back for a moment and realize, like, oh, okay, I am made in God's image, and I'm also an expression of everything that God wants to experience and wants me to experience in life.
Yes.
And so that's got to be amazing.
Yes.
It gets to be whatever I want it to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so beautiful. When I think about it, I also try to express or share with people who may not be quite there, as with Katie's workshops, for example, that you're talking about, that we are not a physical being having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience.
Absolutely.
And that we are more than a body and mind. And so we have something that is there by our side, within us at all times, that we have guiding us, and that we should trust every step of the way, that even if we perceive something as bad or negative, that it is adversity, but even through adversity, we learn, we experience, we grow, and really we can choose to look at it as a gift. And to some people, they might say, well, how could adversity be a gift? But we cannot choose what our gifts are. Just because our perception of something is bad doesn't mean it's bad. It's just how we choose to look at it, right? And it's for our soul's growth while we're here, which is the tree of life. So, and it's really interesting, by the way, that you have this beautiful picture on your shoulder, and which looks like your guardian angel on your shoulder with no
Yeah, no
coincidences.
coincidences.
Yeah,
And
that's
Thank my
amazing.
mom for that.
yes. Hi, Mom, by the way, if you're watching. And I've had the privilege to speak with your mom on several occasions, which I know how proud she is of you and your journey and what you're doing and the impact you're making in this world. And this is for everyone to do, right? This is, people think it has to be this miraculous thing I need to achieve in my lifetime. And it's not. It's just, it could be smiling at someone, asking how you're doing, like we talk about every day, just to, again, a soul to soul connection. And as you said at the very beginning of this conversation, send them love, because you never know what someone is going through. And you were, or you, whoever we're speaking to, you were there at the right time for the right reasons to have that conversation, or to ask, or again, just to walk by and send someone love. And we are. And that's this beautiful message. And sorry, I don't want to continue because we'll never get off, but you have gifted so many of these intention sticks to so many people. And the impact you've made in their lives has been incredible. And that ripple effect, and how would you explain how this impacts not only your life, but the people that you've gifted this to?
I think, without speaking for those that I have gifted it to, as I observe, I would say that it's one more reminder of, one, their connection to me, and that I also know who I've gifted to. And so it's one more of these strong energetic connections that we're talking about,
Yes.
where I have the privilege of being able to ongoingly bless them with love and give gratitude and thanks for their presence and their impact in my life, and the gifts that I experience in life through all the lessons that I learned with the people that I'm connected with. So I feel like it's just another way that I get to be a part of their life in a conscious reminder, physical kind of a way. Hey, oh yeah, Jesse gave me this. And oh yeah, what's my intention today? And what can I put in there today? And just noticing, I remember my sister texted me once, and just she probably more frequently than anybody switches out her intentions. And she likes to just play with that energy. And so it's fun noticing what she experiences in her relationships with her family and her own kids and her grandkids when she sets that intention out and has that conscious awareness and that presence that she gets to impact how her life goes just by setting that intention. So
Wow.
it's kind of that's what I'd say without speaking too much for how each of them are impacted. But I know that it's just another way physically that I get to be a constant reminder in their lives, and that I always do my best to live by example and be inspiring by what I do.
That's beautiful.
I know. That is so amazing.
It is. And we say, and we explain that, your example of your sister, which is especially if they're raising children, because the children can feel your energy just as everyone can feel your energy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are full of peace, then everyone around you will feel your peace. Right? Just as if a mother is walking around anxious and stressed and angry, then the kids are going to feel that.
Yes.
And you're going to see they're acting out because they're going to feel that energy.
Yeah.
So the intention stick, I recognize in mothers who are wearing these, how that helps ground them.
Yes.
In given situations that that arise.
And I think, in the same manner of that is, I know that we're both really passionate about mental health and suicide awareness and prevention. And I think, again, it gives the opportunity for someone who may have lost hope to be able to have something tangible to hold on to. They're like, oh yes, there's somebody that loved me enough in this moment and that may be all it takes, is that tangible, like holding on to something that stops and prevents them taking their lives or making a choice that they will regret, or in that very, very tiny moment. And so it's important to share, and it's important to continue the message, and to get not only the intention sticks out, but also to focus on that we do make an impact, we do make a difference in our thoughts and in our gifts and in our words. And that simple smile, like you just said, there's so many small ways that we can make an impact.
Yes, and I Jesse, that is also, to add, one of the most important things that I know we are all working on is suicide prevention. And it is that tool, that reminder, when you or Marla or that mentor or that therapist or motivational speaker or the teacher or the priest or whatever that may be is no longer that little angel on their side or with them that hour or day or whatever that may be, but they're going to remember that gift. They're going to have, as you said, something physical that may be in a moment of weakness, which we have witnessed over and over again, that they can grab this, that they can hold on to this and know they're going to get through this obstacle, this day, whatever they're being tested with again, and to always remember they are loved and they do matter.
And to have hope that a better day is to come. Right?
Absolutely, because we all can't be there 24/7, even though we want to be, but we are. This is what I love, that we are together collectively. And when you say you're feeling the energy of that collective, that we are using that love to help someone heal. And that's so powerful. I know you wanted to say something.
No, I was going to just touch in with what Marla just said there too. It's like, yep, I think it's important for each of us. And I know I speak for myself. I'm really reminded of this recently, and each day is giving myself grace to that there is hope for a better day. And all my days aren't fantastic, and all my days aren't inspiring, and all my days aren't necessarily consciously filled with presence of love. However, it's always there. And some days I just need to remember, like, hey, today's not about necessarily what I wanted to do. And you know what? There's hope for a better day. And all my days aren't terrible, and all my days aren't great, but there is always hope for a better day. And so just keep giving, for myself, and for others, like, keep giving yourself grace and love that there will be a better day.
Oh, that is so true. We're human. That is the human side of us, right? That we're always faced with a challenge, an obstacle, pain, something in our life that's just part of the evolution. Mm-hmm. And it's whether or not we want to also pay attention to what's happening in the moment and being aware of it.
I think that's the grace, where that comes in, like being, like, noticing that, and then giving yourself the grace to be in that moment. And it's okay however it is.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And to know when we are in that place, we've also experienced the other side, the greatness, of having a terrific day, a beautiful day, a blessed day, even though they're all blessed days, but that joyful day, right, where you have impacted someone. So we've experienced the polarity, and sometimes we have to come down, but we'll go right back up. Yes. Right. And it's like the trampoline, we go down and we come up, we go down and we come up.
And that's why I think there's gratitude. You can have gratitude for all of it. It's all ebb and flow. Like, there can be gratitude for every single up and down, because it's all part of the flow, and it's all beautiful.
Yeah. It's all beautiful.
It's the journey, and trust the journey. As we know, we're always being guided. And oh my goodness, no words other than, again, that pure gratitude and love for you, Jesse, that we feel so blessed you're in our lives, and the beautiful souls, not just family, but all the other beautiful souls you've touched and helped and watched them grow. So there's not enough love coming from us I already know you feel it,
No, I totally do. Thank you.
Oh,
I feel
no.
the same way.
Yes, we're so grateful to be walking this journey together.
Yes. And thank you for being and sharing your story, your message. And as always, from Marla and I and our family to you and yours, sending blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love. We love you, our brother, and can't wait for the big hugs to come.
Coming soon.
Coming
Okay.
soon.
I love you.
Love you too, my brother. We'll see you soon.
All right. Awesome.
A biento.
All right. Bye-bye.